Hi everyone, welcome. I hope everyone's been having a good week. Let's join into our reading tip for the week and see what's going on. And if you're listening sometime on Sunday, it is the solstice, the summer solstice. Maybe you have felt like a buildup of energy, but it's a great day to do some rituals, spell work, be outside, any of those things. Something outside. That'll do you a world of good. And I'm not sure which guides you have been working with in the collective, but I heard the very strong presence of Mother Mary before I jumped on here, plus other guides as well. So we'll see who else wants to come forward, wants to share with us their wisdom, which is appreciated. So our first message is for everything a season. So fitting of a message. These are a little bit small. So fitting of a message there on the solstice. And we're going to pull some tarot and some past life 2 oracle to go with this because that's what I heard. So I'm thinking there's some karmic shifts going on as well. And our next one is rewind and reset. Now, I think that's what a lot of us are hoping to do with this solstice period. If you're not sure what exactly to do, there's so many good rituals, like you can find on Instagram, little short things, probably with stuff you have around your house or flowers or herbs outside in your yard perhaps. But there's like a lot of cool things you could do to help you let go and reset. So for the first 2, let's pull some tarot to see what their expanded messages are on both, because those 2 are definitely connected together and the other 2 are connected together too. So let's see. Wow, okay. I'm wowing because we got the 9 of Swords and then right next to it, the 9 of Pentacles. So with this one, have you been worried, stressed, especially about finances and money or uncertainty with stability, maybe with your job or your career or what's going on? But that's what they're telling us, is that there definitely is a time and a place for everything. And this is the shift, or they hope this shifts you away from that nonstop worry. And I think for those who are listening, I think that you have already felt the signs that that there is going to be a major reset, a major shift, and you will have the reward and the abundance that you need here. Here's the 9 of Pentacles coming in. So there's a recognition that, yes, you were worried, you were concerned, you had a right to be, of course, but you can kind of let go and you can now focus on what else is coming ahead and not have all of that, I almost feel like it was like all this baggage, like all this stuff on top of you, and it doesn't need to be that way any longer. And we'll pull some more cards, but I think there's just going to be so much more positive things coming for those who've been working on their spiritual growth, working on their ascension during this time. They recognize your hard work. Again, this will hit who's hearing it, because it's for that person who's been doing all that work and who has been like kind of patiently, maybe not so patiently, but waiting in the background for almost like the next step or the next phase or the next level. Yes, the next card we got is the Patient Witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary, and really let yourself just ride this out, right? Because other things are coming that are going to help you. And yes, rest when you need to. And for some folks, have you felt you needed like extra moments of rest? I know I sure have felt that, where all of a sudden I almost never feel tired during the day. Even when I don't get sleep, I'm just like always on the go. But even I felt like, oh, you know what, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling like I don't really want to, do anything. It's when you honor that. So when you're getting that, and especially for those who are like always, on the go, or always proactive, or always doing something, lean into the moments when you can just be still and honor yourself, right? In whatever, maybe you're doing nothing, but you're just, reading a book or doing whatever, but be mindful of your energy levels and honoring them. Okay. Now, our next two messages that we got are, as you sow, reap. As you sow, reap. And we see the little skeleton here. He's planted his harvest, and now he is getting his goodies from the garden. He's got a fruitful harvest, so he doesn't have rabbits in his yard like I do. I want to get rid of the rabbits. If anyone has suggestions for me, I don't want to harm the rabbits though, and I feel a little bit bad displacing them, because I feel like just like everybody else, they're just trying to get by in life, but they are destroying my yard and eating up all my stuff. So I would like them to vacate. Someone told me they're scared of like dogs and stuff. They're not. They're completely unafraid by my two dogs. Okay. And our next one is hold space, right? So now for some of us, and again, it connects with this patient witch, we need to hold space for ourselves, right? We need to take a moment for ourselves. And I know for other people, we're being asked to see, as we're spiritually elevating, who else can we hold space for? What else can we do that will help honor somebody else in their growth, in their journey? That is very difficult to do, by the way. It's not that easy to just listen without responding, or to just, opening your heart center for someone you maybe don't know so well. Or maybe you do know and you've had moments with them. So it's not the easiest thing to do, but they're asking us to do that. Now we're going to pull some tarot on that to see what our expanded message could be for that one. Okay. And with this one, our guides are acknowledging that we have been through some stuff. We have been through some stuff. We've had moments, rightfully so. You can see our gal here is at the library. Has the library made you cry? I hope not. It's made me cry sometimes though. But you've had reason to cry. Again, they are acknowledging all of your hard work. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to feel all your feelings. It's okay to be upset. And but they also want you to know, not only to give yourself grace, but that there is something to be said for the experience that you're in now. Here we have the Empress. And so, the Empress, not only, of course, is she the sign of the feminine divine and fertility and maternal instinct, all these kinds of things are embodied within the Empress. Yes. But also an understanding that, that you can, that you can see the silver lining in all of these situations. Like maybe they brought you expanded growth or clarity. Maybe you were fulfilling some karmic cycle, and you're at the place where you know that you can sense that you're feeling that. So they want you to, again, acknowledge your work, acknowledge the journey, acknowledge the difficulty on the journey, and then take it a step forward and see, just as what's written on here on this card, there is beauty to be found in every experience. It says, what beauty can you find from the experience you find yourself in? Maybe you'll find yourself in a relationship you don't want to be in any longer, a career, or whatever, or you're just hoping to have, a little bit more, safe moments or stability. But what can you find from the situation that you're in that is that makes it something that's going to help you with your growth overall? Okay. And then our next one is our Four of Wands. And here's the image on the Four of Wands. So and yes, and so this is completely connected to our hold space card, because that's what you're being asked to do. Not only are your friends and family holding space for you, celebrating with you during those moments, but also they've got you when you're crying, and you're doing that for them too. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful cycle. And there's just an acknowledgement that we don't have to carry everything ourselves. So especially with that overwhelmed energy we feel so often, we feel like we are alone. We're the only person who has this issue, this plight. And when we start to realize that, it's global, there are many people are going through the same thing, it does help to ease the burden a little bit in some way, right? In some way, it helps to not only connect us, but it helps us to understand that it's more than just, than you as an individual. It's about everything. It's about community, and we realize we can share and be connected together in ways that are going to help uplift all of us. Okay, I hope that so far makes sense to me for the collective in my mind. Now we are going to move forward and pull some past life energy cards, because I heard before I got on here rather, that there was a lot of connection between the summer solstice, the cards we just pulled, that reset message, what we're going through, and karmic cycles that we might be in, and shifts. So let's see if we can discern what those are. And by the way, if you're following angel numbers, it's 319 is what I keep hearing for today, 319. So maybe you've seen that, or you might want to look up that angel number, but that's what I hear, 319. And the first one is feeling stuck, feeling imprisoned, feeling like there's no choices. Again, that feeling of feeling like alone, or like other people are not going to understand you. It's also keywords on here are prosecution or judgment, or persecution or judgment. And again, it's not only been a hard journey, but it has felt lonely at times. And it's felt like you can't see the light, but there is the light, right? You can see it even in the photo. See how there's the light in the background, but the person is turned away from it. That's so often what it is. It's really hard when you are deep in the muck of things to see other solutions present themselves. And that's why I think Mother Mary came forward at the beginning of the reading to, give us that embrace, to give us that maternal, Empress energy, to help us feel like there's somebody in our corner, and that we're not alone, that there is always light. We're not just in perpetual darkness, and that we can find ways to unstick ourselves. That might not be a right word. Now let's take a look at the karmic shift in this one. And that's for the imprisonment. I'm going to read this to you. This is excellent. Imprisonment may be your history, but your beautiful, powerful soul pre-existed even the most horrible past life experiences. If you've been bullied, judged, or persecuted in this life, your soul is calling you to stand up for yourself and shift the relationships that may still bringing you down. That includes the relationship with yourself. So this is very difficult, because sometimes it's really hard. Like when you're in it and you're enmeshed in it, it's really hard sometimes to see where you maybe even have a wound that's not healed, and you may be reacting from that place. Sometimes it's difficult. And sometimes our friends, they do try to offer feedback, but we don't want to hear it. Right? And so this is not always easy. So our guides are really asking us to do some little introspection, deep work to see, do we have a past life cycle where this repeat, and it's repeated, right? At your age now, it's repeated a few times, right? It could be in the job that you always pick, or the path that you always pick, or the partner that you always pick. But they're asking you to think about if you're always just picking things that honor yourself, or you're picking things that are going to further entangle you, bring you down, right? Again, could be with people, could be with places, could be with a lot of things, but that's our first one. And I'm feeling like a lot of us have been feeling that energy of late. So that is good stuff. Okay. I hope you're still with me. That's good. Next one is addictions, reactive behaviors, and reclaiming your power. Are you feeling like there is some karmic past life stuff in regards to addictions? So this is something that if you feel like this is you, okay, and it doesn't have to be with like a substance, but it could be with, it could be with something vice, but sometimes it's like, addiction to self-sabotage or something else, right? It doesn't have to be, something, something different than that. But they're asking, again, all these cards, they're asking you to look within, right? And see what's there, what's the key that's going to unlock the knowledge that you need that helps you heal this karmic cycle that you may be in from past life, right? Especially if you, again, see a repetitive behavior. And I heard in my head that some people are like addicted to misery. That's tough. Oof, that is tough. But that's what I hear. Some people might even be addicted to misery. Again, and seeing where you can do some work to loosen some of that up a little bit. If you can free up some space. It might be in small increments. Okay? And I know many of you have been doing a lot of work. And so you may already figured some of these things out and you're like, okay, I'm still working on those things. And then our last past life message that could be impacting this cycle that we're in now is on deceit, betrayal, and manipulation. And so with this one, with the karmic shift, this is a clear message about releasing attachments to people who are using you or dishonoring you. Know that you have the right to expect respect and receive it from others and yourself. Trust is another karmic issue here. Trust yourself to be discerning in all your relationships and learn to trust others who prove themselves worthy. This is especially important for people who feel that they, don't trust their own internal voice or their own internal intuition, however you want to word it. When you feel like people are not really showing up for you in the way that you're showing up for them. Again, I feel like this is something that you know, but that you maybe have not taken action upon, So I think they're asking you to be a little bit more introspective and think about if people are if you we got that hold space card before, right? And if you've always that person who like does that, like you're like, I'm drained from always being the person who's doing all those things. I'm drained from the friend who always has to be like the one who picks up the phone to call the other person, or who like suggests activities or whatever it is. It could be that you have to stick up for yourself, or at least acknowledge within yourself that, you know what, I'm not sure if this particular friendship, relationship, that could be a job, is honoring me as I honor the other. So overall message for this solstice time period is to think about honoring yourself. I do think like the energy is going to just continue to loosen up. I feel like the last couple weeks it's been doing that. It's been really, really gently, softly flowing in a direction where it feels like there's a little bit more space to breathe, right? So it feels like there's some a bending, right? Like things are happening that are helping us move forward in our timelines. At the same time, I think we acknowledge that we've come a long way, but there's still more work to be done. And I think that for some people who have been really like superstar ascending, really like they feel like have all these intuitive downloads, and I'm getting it. I'm like, bam, 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 bam. I've got it. And it might be hard for you if some of those other, again, relationships that you have, people don't feel like they are with you, right? We have that Four of Wands, like maybe people who are always your people before, all of a sudden, you're like, well, I'm doing this, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling wonderful. And they're like, I don't know what you're doing over here. Right. And sometimes it's hard when, you're over here, you're over here on your karmic path. And then there's other people who are like, I was okay just getting an iced coffee every now and then, right? Or whatever. So think about honoring yourself during this time period. Get outside if you can. Do some spell work, do some ritual work, whatever that looks like for you. But it's a great day to be out doing those things. Now, for those who've listened before, one, thank you. I appreciate you listening to me. I hope that you're getting something from this. I wanted to update you on some great books that you could be reading. So I finished the Southern Book Club's Guide to Vampire Slaying or Slaying Vampires. I might be reversing that, by Grady Hendrix. I loved it. I really did. I listened to the dramatic audio, and the characters and the actors on it were so good. And so the book was really great. Do I always love the ending? No, a little bit no, because I felt like, as a woman, I felt more rageful, and there could be more rage. Don't take that the wrong way, but I don't want to ruin the book, but you felt a certain way. But anyway, but still excellent. I highly recommend it. I am now reading Fire Snake by I don't know if it's Donna Barbara or Barbara Donna. I get it wrong. Last name is Ieta. And so she wrote a YA book called The Last Quintista, which I enjoyed. That one I read it in print. This I'm listening to audio. It's a decent audio. Is it the best audio? I probably would prefer to read this in print, to be honest with you. It is like the second book of the first book. So if you didn't read the first book, The Last Quintista, Quintista just means storyteller in Spanish for those who don't speak it. I thought it was good, and so it's got some sci-fi type stuff in it. I would read that first, because otherwise I think it a little bit doesn't make sense. Or even if you read it a while ago and don't remember what happens, you might want to revisit it. But so far I'm almost done with it already, and it's pretty good. And then I'm on to other books. I hope everyone does well. If you're reading something great, always drop me a comment. Let me know what you're reading. And if you are new here, thank you for joining us. Do consider subscribing. I post new readings on Wednesdays usually, and Sundays. I hope you're all well. Bye.